of 10 units per square meter per day. The north and south walls lose heat at 8 units per square meter per day, and the floor at 1 unit per square meter per day, and the roof at 5 units per square meter per day. And each wall must be at least 30 meters long. The height must be at least 4, and the volume must be exactly 4,000. Okay, so then there's different parts, but the part that we're gonna focus on was cut off the page, so I'll just, we're going to find the dimensions that will minimize heat loss. Okay, so our goal is to minimize heat loss. So we want to find dimensions that will minimize the heat loss. So we know that our volume, which is length times width times height, has to be exactly 4,000. They gave that to us so that we had some constraint with which to work. And we also have information with which we can build a formula that calculates the heat loss. So
We have the 2 additional restraints there.
yeah, but we're not gonna use them till the end, like we'll see, is our height at least 4 is our, yeah. I mean, we can't really build them into one. If you had something that said the width has to be at least, 15 meters longer than the length, then you could build that in, but the last 2 restraints, it's just at the end, we'll check to see whether they're satisfied. Okay, so we've got an east wall, we have a west wall, we have a north wall, we have a south wall, and we have the floor, and we have the roof, and I guess we're assuming that it's the whole entire building's just a big rectangular box. Yeah, they said something about the roof. So, which sides represent length and width doesn't exactly matter. I've drawn them on the board as if you're looking at the wall, so I'm gonna label these sides height. And I'll label this length. So the north and south would then be the width, but again, you could have labeled the east and west with width and the north and south with length. And then the floor is length by width, and the roof is also length by width. So the east and west walls lose heat at a rate of 10 units per square meter per day. So if I take the area of the east wall, it would be in square meters, and if I multiplied it by units of heat per square meter, I will get the total units of heat lost by the east wall. So that's the unit analysis we're going to use to build our formula. Okay, so 10 times length times height is how much heat is lost by the east wall, but the west wall loses the same, and then the north wall loses this much heat, and the south wall loses this much heat, and the floor loses this much, and the roof loses that much. So our heat loss formula is what we have on the board there, which we can clean up. So 20 times LH plus 16 times WH plus 6 times LW. Okay, so the theory behind Lagrange multipliers is you will hit extremum, so you'll hit minimums and maximums where your surface is tangent to your constraint. If you thought about it in relation to the contours, where your constraint is tangent to one of the contours of your surface, if they're tangent, then their normal vectors have to be parallel to each other. So you find the normal vector to the surface by finding